What is up, guys? This is Zebra here, bringing you a battle. Even though this fool didn't want me to do a battle, because he wanted DC on me when I'm trying to do a battle on Smoke. Real talk right now, I was looking back on some of my older videos, reading some of my old channel comments and video postings and stuff, and I was like, man, I've been neglecting my subscribers. They have been there since the very beginning. I was like, I should make it my duty to upload content for you guys, because I was just reading all the stuff back there when I was coming up and all that, and all you guys just loving my videos and shit. So I figured I'd get a battle for y'all, get y'all going on the weekend with a good battle, just kickstart everything. Everything was awesome. I was feeling hype. I was drinking coffee. I was like, all sorts of hype on there. I was going to battle and do a whole bunch of shit for you guys. And I was like, all right, we're going to hop on Smoke Gun. My SD reader ain't working. I'm going to do the ghetto way. I'm going to hook up my cell phone and put it all in export, import bullshit. And I did that. And I was like, alright, we're going to get a battle now. So I went on to Smoke On. And let's go ahead and jump into this. Because, warning, it is time to expose another DC noob from Smoke On who wanted to quit after getting outplayed and smashed by me. This happened before. You remember when I went and clubbed a bunch of whole baby seals because some motherfucker in Fortune wanted DC on me. Because he was getting smashed. Same shit happened this time. First match of the day, Smoke On. He DC'd. I was so fucking pissed. Well, I wasn't like pissed. I was just like brooding with anger. I was like, really? Really? You gonna DC on me after getting smashed by me? I was like, oh, alright. We'll do it this way then. I was so mad. I vented out on Facebook, and then I was like, you know what? This has happened before. You know what that means? It's time to draw some shit, so we're gonna get into it. So, let's go ahead and just go into the team preview that I drew out, and you can see some of the folks that I've drawn. So let's go ahead and go into my team, Team Zebra. This is kind of a team that I've been using, but aside from Clefable, it's usually I run Clefairy Scizor in there somewhere, but this seemed to work out alright. But I have the Landorus Therian form. I've been liking that, the standard, rocks, U-turns, Stone Edge, Earthquake, bullshit, bulky Landorus or whatever. And then I got my Trick Scarf Latias, which I love, with Hidden Power Fire, Draco Meteor, and Psyshock, and then Swords Dance Life Orb Terrakion, which is a lot of fun, and then Subcall Mind Jirachi with T-Bolt and Psychic, and then I have Clefable with, Magic Guard Life Orb with Flamethrower, Grass Knot, Double Edge, and Soft Boiled, and then my homeboy, Pennyworth, the Jellicent, just standard bulky Jellicent, because it is just so good, really. I don't think it should be explained, because, Scald, Toxic, Taunt, whatever, Recover is just so good. He's such a wall, but, he doesn't really do much in this game. But that's my team. It's really, it seems like it's alright to me. But let's go ahead and look into his team, because he did have a couple, I think one or two threats that I was kind of worried about, and I would have to play around. And let's go ahead and look into his team right now. Click. Alright, so Team Douche. His team. He has the Star Raptor, which I haven't really seen played much since, actually I haven't even seen him played since when he first got Reckless and everyone was brave birding the fuck out of everything. That was awesome. And then he's got the Mamoswine, which I'm thinking, set up rocks, Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, maybe lead Focus Sash, and then he has the Breloom, which I haven't really played against many Technician Breloom, but I'm thinking, it's most likely going to be Technician with the Mach Punch Bullet Seed variant. I don't know if he's going to have Swords Dance, or I don't know, he might have that. And then he has Dragonite, which I'm kind of worried about, because I don't really have much to handle Dragonite. The only thing I have to handle Dragonite itself is my Latias. So I was like, okay, I'll have to kind of conserve Latias and just kind of hope that he's not a Dragon Dance Latias. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I got to make sure that thing doesn't set up, because if that happens, I'm going to have a hard time getting around it, because I don't really have anything to hit it really hard except Latias. And then, yeah, Scizor, I'm just thinking standard choice band Scizor, that's all that comes to mind, and then Donphan with, Rocks Rapid Spin setup. So, let's go ahead and jump into the match and check out the battlefield. So, I decided to lead off with my Landorus, and he's going to lead off with my Landorus, my Neon Cat, it's not Landry, but whatever. And then he decided to lead off with Scizor, which I was kind of surprised, so I'm like, okay, well, this is fine for me, because Scizor can't do anything, plus I got the Intimidate on him with the -1, so actually, I'm just free to set up rocks that'll help me break Dragonite's, multi-scale and all that. So I figure he's just probably going to one U-turn, and probably bring in something. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up my rocks, and then he's just going to proceed to U-turn off of me, and it ends up doing nothing to me because I'm a Landorus and resisted, blah, 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 all that jazz. So he actually U-turns, and he's going to U-turn out into his Mamoswine, and I'm like, okay, well, Mamoswine has Ice Shard, and I'm probably going to want to switch out to, Jellicent, because Jellicent will mostly take most of any of the moves that Mamoswine wants to do. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna switch out, go into my Jellicent to take any hit, and he actually does end up going for the Icicle Crash, and it does like I think like 50 damage, and then like 30 something after leftover. So it was stupid. It didn't do shit to me. So here I figured if he does go for Earthquake, I can take it, or if he does want to switch out, I can just feel free to Scald whatever I want, or just just do whatever I want on this Mamoswine. So he's going to actually stay in and Earthquake me, and I'm just like, okay, so Earthquake ends up doing about half to me, so I'm like, that's not bad. And I was like, at least I know I can get the Scald off and maybe get a burn off. So I go for the Scald, I throw a teacup at him, a hot boiling water, well, boiling tea or whatever. So I actually hit him with the Scald, and believe it or not, I don't get the burn. So it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to kind of leave Jellicent in, because I was really tempted to bring in either Latias or Landorus, because they both, they're immune to Earthquake, and, but they're 4 times weak to Ice, so I was like, I don't want to run that risk of him actually, like, going for, an ice move on my, if I do switch. So I'm just like, alright, if he does kill off my Jellicent, that's fine. I can bring in Terrakion, easily revenge it, or, do whatever. So, actually stay in and go for the recovery, and he actually Icicle Crashes me, trying to predict my switch into either Latias or Landorus, so I'm like, okay, that's fine. So, that's actually going to let me get a recover off, while he actually dies the Life Orb. So, I'm like, getting tired of your shit, Master Wayne, and then he, like, dies, and then I'm going to be able to recover up to come up to a little less than half, because he brought me down pretty low. But that's not really an issue, because he's just going straight out into Breloom. And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm like, okay, I don't want anything to be asleep. If I want something to be asleep, it's going to be Jellicent. Jellicent can be asleep since, it's a Jellicent. I don't want any of my other pokes to be asleep, so I just figured I would stay in and just let me sort of sack Jellicent, because it's kind of done its job, and I could probably work around the Scizor easily with my other pokes. So, I'm going to actually leave Jellicent in, but he actually goes up for the Bullet Seed, and he actually takes me out with 2 Bullet Seeds easily, just gone. And my Jellicent is actually going to fall there, so I was like, okay, well, whatever. So that gives me a chance to bring in Latias, and I'm a Choice Scarf Latias, so I'm going to be easily able to outspeed and take a Mach Punch, or just take anything, because I got resist and quad resist all of this, or no, I just resist all of this stuff. So I figured I could go for tricking on something, but I don't really want to give my Choice Scarf away in case he does have a DD Dragonite, and I can probably try and outspeed and hit him with a Draco Meteor to try and take him out. So I'm gonna predict him to switch, because I'm thinking he knows I'm gonna go for like a Dragon move or something, or I don't know, Psychic move or whatever. So I'm like, he's probably going to want to bring in Scizor. So I'm like, alright, I'll go for Hidden Power Fire. If it turns out to, if he brings in like something else to take the Hidden Power Fire, then that's fine. I can just switch out accordingly and just bring in something else. So he's going to actually, he does end up switching, and I'm like, oh man. I'm like, okay, here it goes. Bring in Scizor. He brings in Scizor. I'm like, oh, Scizor, you are so done. Get the hell up out of here. You are gone like the fucking wind. Set that mother on fire. I am so in this guy's head. I'm like the aneurysm, just sitting in his head, fucking waiting for the right moment to just burst, and I just waited right there. It's like he's sitting on the toilet, pushing a log out of his ass, and I just popped, and he dies on his toilet, and he's got a log hanging halfway out of his ass when the coroner comes over, and I'm just like, got you. I'm in your fucking head. I was just like, oh, that was the best. I was like, oh, it's like big momentum shift, and I was like, all right, I'm in this. This is my game. He is shaking. He is literally shaking right now. So, I burn that Scizor to a crisp. Scizor is gone. He's toast. So, Scizor dies, and he hasn't set up any rocks, so he hasn't hit me, so he hasn't seen my item really, so I don't think he knows that I'm choiced in a way, or doesn't know what item I am yet, but he's going to bring in Donphan, so I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, possibly the Ice Shard's coming, so I'm like, I can take an Ice Shard, but I don't really want to, because I want to try and keep my Latias as full of HP as I can, so I'm going to opt to just go ahead and switch out, and I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Clefable, because I figured if he does hit me with the Ice Shard, it's not going to do much of Clefable. I do have Grass Knot and have Flamethrower, but, I can, try and chip away at this Donphan and try and put myself in a position. So he actually goes up for the Rapid Spin on my switch to get rid of the rock, so I'm like, okay, that's fine, and he does like little damage to me, so he actually chips away at my rocks, or gets rid of my rocks, and I'm just sitting there, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for Grass Knot just to get as much damage as I can off on the Donphan, or if he does end up switching, then, well, whatever. So, I go for the grass knot, and he actually stays in, and it ends up doing about a little under half, so he's like right there in the yellow, and he's going to go ahead and retaliate with against me with an earthquake, and that's going to end up doing about bringing me a little under half. So we're around the same HP range. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go for a flamethrower, just on the off chance he wants to switch into Breloom or Dragonite. Maybe I get the burn off on Dragonite. Maybe get some sort of hacks. But he just ends up going for the Ice Shard just to chip a little bit of damage away from me, and I just hit him with the flamethrower, and it doesn't quite take him out. He lives with I think 13 HP or whatever. He lives with a very sliver of HP. So that's going to give him a chance to hit me with another Ice Shard, and that's going to put me in put me around 8, and I think I decided to soft boil here and recover some of my HP back to put me in a better position. So I'm gonna soft boil. I think I get about to a little over half, but he's gonna actually hit me with another Ice Shard and bring me a little under half again. But I'm just gonna go ahead and smack him with the double edge and get him out of here. So Cliff Fable is going to be able to take out the Donphan, even though he was already in the red. So Donphan dies, and he's going to bring in his Breloom again. And I'm like, okay, Breloom, he's most likely just going to go for the Mach Punch, whatever, just to try and get me out of there. But he actually ends up going for the Low Sleep. But I was just like, oh yeah, that's right, that gets Technician boosted too, right? And I think it drops the opponent's speed. I think it's not like low kick or whatever. But he goes for a Low Sweep, and it's going to take out Clefable easily because Technician boost stab super effective, and that's going to let me bring in Latios again. And I'm like, okay, so we're doing this game. Scizor is gone, so Psyshock will hit most of your guys pretty hard. So I'm like, okay, so I'll just Psyshock, and either he's going to bring in Staraptor or Dragonite, but I'm thinking he's probably going to bring in Staraptor just off the off chance of me just going for Draco Meteor. And the fact that, if he does bring in Staraptor and I end up Draco Meteoring, I don't want to be at -2 when he brings in Dragonite. So I'm just going to go for the Psyshock, and he actually switches into his Staraptor, so I'm like, okay, awesome. So Staraptor comes in, and I just smack him with the Psyshock, and I think it puts him about under half, and I'm like, oh wow, that didn't do as much as I thought it would. But then again, I'm a timid Scarf, so that's a thing. So here I actually walked away from my DS because I was like, okay, because I was predicting this fool, I was on point in this match. So I was like, okay, I'm Scarfed. Latios is faster than Staraptor, I believe, and I was just like, okay, I'll just go for another Psyshock, and blah blah blah. So I went and walked away. I think my phone was ringing. I went to go check that, and then I come back and I see that I got hit by an attack or something. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I was like, all right. The thing that came to mind was just does Staraptor get extreme speed? I don't know. So I was just like, either he hit me with quick attack, or if Staraptor does get extreme speed, it was extreme speed. But I don't think he gets extreme speed. So I'm pretty sure it was quick attack. So I think he hit me with quick attack, and it does about I want to say a fourth of damage. I still had a good chunk of HP before I hit him with another Psyshock and took him out. So Staraptor's going to die, and he's going to bring in D-Knight, and I'm like, okay, D-Knight is an issue because or Dragonite is an issue, so I don't know what I want to do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go into Landorus just to get I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go into Landorus just to get the -1 attack off on him, just so I can take whatever he has, because I don't. Special Dragonite is not a thought running in my head. I'm not thinking about Special Dragonite. That's non-existent. It's only on a rain team that you would run that. But I'm like, okay, either he's going to set up a DD, or he's going to go for an Outrage, Dragon Claw, or whatever, just try and do as much damage as he can. But he actually ends up going for the Extreme Speed on me, so I was like, okay, that's Banded Dragonite right there. That's the first thing that comes into my mind. When he hits me with the E-Speed, I was like, okay, that's Banded Dragonite. So I was like, okay, that's not a problem. I can live any hit. So I was like, okay, I can. What I can do is I know that he's going to want to switch out and probably bring in D-Knight and try and lock himself in another move. So what I'm going to do is set up rocks on his switch into Breloom. So I was like, okay, cool. Got rocks up on the Breloom. Breloom against Landorus. I'm like, okay, I'm probably just gonna not. I want to hold on to Landorus just as an insurance policy, just in case if I do have to hit Dragonite with a Stone Edge. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch out and I'm gonna bring in Jirachi, and he actually ends up going for the Bullet Seed again. And I guess not going for Spore, but he goes for the Bullet Seed, and he hits me 2 times, but he gets a headshot with a crit, which is the only hacks of this fucking game so far, was that crit, but it only hit me twice, and it only did not even half, because, you know, resisted. But I decided I'm gonna go ahead and just fire off a psychic. There's no point in doing a subcall mine or anything of that sort. So I was just like, all right, just gonna fire off a psychic, and take out this fucking Breloom, and then take on Dragonite, and then DC happened, and I was like, really? There was literally only like 2 more moves in the game for me to win this, and then he like DC'd on me, and I was like, oh my god. The guy's name was All Killer No Filler, and his in-game name was Dark Knight or whatever. But I was just like, I couldn't talk to him in the Smogon chat, because as soon as the battle happened and we said our GLHFs to each other, he disconnected from the Smogon chat, because I'm pretty sure he didn't want to hang around, because if shit goes south, he was going to do this shit. So I'm pretty sure that was what was going on. So it DC'd on me there, and I was just like, oh my god, I was so pissed. I was like, really? Like, literally, I was just walking around my kitchen, because I was in the living room. I was just like, really? What the fuck? Really? I was in the motherfucker's head, and I was like, dude, I'm just like, motherfucker, I'm whooping his ass, and he just DCs on me. I was like, oh, that was the worst. So, that was the match. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been a very long video. Trust me, it's taken me about 2 hours to do all the drawings and stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a really good match, because, like, all I would have to do is, if I hit the Psychic on the Breloom would have been dead. Breloom would not have lived it. And I think Jirachi outspeeds, because I was running timid, you know, max speed, subcall mine Jirachi, so I would have easily outsped. If he hit me with Mach Punch, it wouldn't have killed me, so I would have hit him with the Psychic, Breloom would have died, would have brought in Dragonite, and then he'd have a variety of moves that he would either have to lock himself into. And Banded Dragonite only runs Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, / Outrage, Extreme Speed, and maybe Earthquake. So, whichever of the ones that he picked, I was in a good position to either switch in. You know, if he goes for Earthquake, okay, I'll bring in Latios and Draco Meteor. If he goes for Fire Punch, okay, I'll bring in Terrakion, or I can bring in Latios and Draco Meteor. It's just pretty much whatever he went for, I had an answer for it. If he went for Extreme Speed for some god awful reason, I fucking hit him with bring in Terrakion and hit him with a Stone Edge, and that would have been game. But besides that, we got this. This is what we have to deal with. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match. I was going to try and do an impromptu stream yesterday, but then I found out my the USB micro SD I bought was not working, so I was kind of saddened by that. But I guess I'll just have to buy a new micro SD card and get the SD adapter with it. It's another waste of money before I go to NAS, but I'll do it because I want to start getting battles up again and start doing, you know, content, you know, start uploading again, because I feel like I've been neglecting you guys, and, you know, I love you guys. You are the reason why I do this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this match, and I will catch you Zebra Sexuals later. Cheers.